What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm very excited to share updates on my journey, what I've been doing, and fill you guys in because I know it's been a little bit, and I'm ready to share. Let's do it. Okay, as of today, 2026 just started a couple days ago. I'm on a new protocol that I've tried to make more practical for myself, considering balancing school and working out and friends. So let me actually get into what I've been doing. So distractions are a very, very key point in why most people don't succeed and why people don't actually do the work that they should be doing. I was never super addicted to my phone, but I definitely spent way too much time on it. What I did was turn this thing called grayscale on my phone, which makes it completely gray, and apparently it's supposed to be less addictive. I've deleted all social media from my phone, and I only have YouTube for podcasts to listen to and YouTube music if I want to listen to it. Other than that, Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, all these things are on my computer in case I will post like what I'm gonna do after this video. I've also, in case I re-download them, which I won't, I had one of my close family members actually create a screen time passcode and put a timer on for less than 10 minutes a day for my social media. I think this is very crucial for getting the noise out and becoming more productive. Now, this is not going to save you, and it's not saved me, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm a pretty regimented person, and even though I have gotten rid of the distractions per se of a phone, which are very important because I think social media and pretty much everything that entails on there is not good. I actually think, because I've been reading on Steve Jobs and the iPhone and everything, I think the iPhone is actually one of the greatest inventions of all time. And people will disagree with me saying, it's really great, but people are so addicted and it's gotten so bad, it's poisoned our generation. Now, this is what I would say to that. It hasn't poisoned our generation, it's only poisoned the people who overuse it. An iPhone can text people, message, so much creation, including social media, like what I do, is a good thing. Now, if you sit on your phone all day or hours a day and consume social media, totally, I agree, it's very bad for you. Now, if you get rid of all distractions, use your phone for research, and text your family members or stay in contact with people, I think it's actually one of the most amazing inventions. So now let me get to the distractions that I've been dealing with. I've gotten rid, like I said, of every single distraction except for family and friends. All that's left for me to do in my actual journey to succeed is work. Even though I've gotten rid of everything on my phone, I'm not trying to make excuses, it's very difficult. I'm a very big family guy, and I love hanging out with my grandparents and my family members and friends. Even though you can debate on whether it's a good thing or bad thing in the grand scheme of things, I will drop pretty much anything I'm doing to hang out with my grandparents or family friends. I'll hang out with them, grab lunch. I don't really club as much or party because I just simply don't enjoy it. I don't like to drink. I don't like to party. It's not because I'm trying to be different or anything. If I did enjoy it, I would probably do it with my friends, because I think even though there are many things in life you should do and you should not do, depending on how you're disciplined, if you enjoyed a party and you're a happy person at the end of the day from partying and hanging out doing drugs, you should remain doing that and stay doing that. Now that I've covered pretty much the distractions I've been dealing with, the hard work, the structures I've been doing, I'll explain a couple other things in this video. One, I'm not going to promise anything, but a big problem with me is I create unrealistic goals, which I actually think is one of the superpowers, because I don't think there's any limit. I think I can achieve anything in my life. Now, what I fail to see is when I look at, my favorite influencers, like let's say Alex Hermosi or other examples of people. They say you have to work 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day for years and years, and then you'll succeed. I don't disagree. I actually heavily agree. But what they don't tell you is at least for me personally, yes, there are people who can probably go straight into working 16 hours a day doing nothing and go for years. I have tried that. I have not been able to sustain that. I try and start off small. I know to wake up early in the morning around 6 a.m. is good for now, for me. And coding first thing in the morning, 6:30 to 8:30 as the block, and working out and eating after that. If I do those two things, I succeed the day. That's how I look at it. Everything else is optional. I have done what I need to do, yes. Because I have limited distractions and because I'm done with my day at 10, now I have so much more time to work. This brings me to what I'm doing with my actual coding. I don't know where I left off, but I think I was talking about doing this free coding camp course with you guys. And I've tried a couple other things, but I've come to the realization that one, it's way better to learn with a tutor who knows and has dealt with the problems, who can give you, let's just call like the fast lane to success. Let's give an example. And everything I tell you guys on social media, like I'm not trying to teach you guys anything. I'm literally just sharing my experiences and what I'm doing to achieve what I want. But let's say you start learning by yourself how to do anything. Let's just say piano. I'm a piano player. I play. And you sit down and you start teaching yourself, and you start watching YouTube videos, but I would say I started watching YouTube videos and it's not helpful. And you start playing around and you hit the notes, but technique is a very big part of piano. And you need to play with the right hand structure. You have to use your whole body. It needs to be relaxed. And most people end up compensating and don't understand, because if you're someone who doesn't play the piano, you just say, oh, that guy's just moving, or that girl is just moving their hands on the piano and playing notes. So that is actually probably the farthest thing from it. And I'm not trying to dive too much into piano, but I'm just trying to give an example. What I have done is I watch YouTube videos at the start trying to teach myself piano. And I would just try and memorize the tiles coming down, not knowing how to read notes, not knowing how to do anything. Bad technique. So I decided I should get a teacher. And I got a teacher. And he started teaching me the basics, how to play, how to read notes. Even though he was not classically trained, which was what I was most interested in, he taught me a lot of what I needed to know. I practiced for maybe 5 hours every single day on what he taught me, learning songs, and I advanced extremely quickly. And because I got a tutor, I have a different teacher now who's helped me a lot as well in my journey in classical music. I've been playing for a little over 2 years now. From the people who are experienced and have gone through the hoops already and are at where you want to be, or maybe not where you want to be, but are much better than you significantly, they can tell you what not to do and what you should do. I think making mistakes in life is still extremely important and it should be done. But this is what I think is important, and that's why brings me to I got a coding tutor. The coding tutor, I meet with him twice a week on Google Meet, and he has pretty much succeeded in coding. He has his own company, he has connections, he has been coding for 20 years, and he understands, especially with AI nowadays, what you need to learn and what you can not skip, but what you don't have to include. For people who don't know how to code, if you're watching this, there are many, many different languages and ways you can code. And for example, what I'm learning right now, Python, which is going to be one of the first languages I start learning, it can handle AI. And I won't dive too deep into how that actually works, but the other coding languages cannot input and take AI. So it makes you think, in the next 3 to 5 years, what will be the language that most people want to write apps in? Or what will be the skill that's more important? Would you rather write in a language that is outdated and can't handle what needs to be handled? Or would you rather learn something that is going to be valued way more highly than it has been? Now, just learning one language is not enough. You should learn many different languages. And in my opinion, and what I'm doing and what my teacher is teaching me, is extremely important if you want to go down the route that I'm going, creating your own app or company. You should become this thing called a full stack developer. Now, it doesn't mean you are a full master at coding, and it doesn't mean you need to do it for years to become this. But you should have a rough idea of every aspect of how to deploy a product. Now, if you're just a coder who knows how to write code and you don't have vision, but you're just a master coder, I don't know how much value is gonna be left for you in the world. So, especially for me, I don't want to just become a coder. I don't think there's a lot of value in it. I want to do everything. Yes, you can't do everything, but I want to have a rough idea of how to create an app, how to deploy an app, how to market it, and how to make it succeed. Yes, I will need help from people. Yes, my tutor is going to help me learn everything. Yes, I'll need to learn these things called large language models, which are actually how to create and implement AI, which is a very valuable skill as well. What I'm getting at is it's important from my view, what I think, to have a good understanding of the basics, because then what I'm going to get into is AI can write everything for you. Now, will you have to tweak it and prompt it correctly and rewrite things and bugs? Yes, because AI is not perfect yet. And all the days leading up to the last couple weeks where I actually got a tutor and decided to be proactive, I was just trying to have ChatGPT write my code. I would give it prompts. I didn't know what to say because I had no idea how to code. And I would get a couple hours in, I would have some cool product, but then one problem would occur and I wouldn't know how to fix it. I wouldn't know how to help. I wouldn't know how to prompt it right, and it would drive me crazy, and I would literally want to chuck my computer at the wall. Now, I'm learning to code, and I want to chuck my computer at the wall, especially the last couple of days. So, to wrap the video up, I'm going to be just explaining, I'm learning to really code from scratch. I'm learning the concepts of Python right now. And I would say, I think a strong suit of mine is actually my ability to learn and my dedication I put to things. Hours a day I've been donating, and I want to do even more. Now, my tutor has been having me write programs and actual apps already. And this is the last couple of days where I've really gotten stuck. And due to me only seeing my tutor twice a week, I have to try and figure it out on my own. And even if I try and use AI to help me, not give me the answer, but guide me, it's extremely difficult because the tutor knows where I'm at. The tutor knows the precise way to fix it. So I've been dealing with a lot of problems, but I know that as long as I keep working and I keep learning and I start to make the small steps every day, I will learn how to code. There's nothing stopping me. There's nothing stopping you from doing anything you achieve but your limiting beliefs. You can do whatever you want. And most people don't believe that in themselves, in what I've seen. And I think, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I don't care. I'm just posting these videos just to share my experiences. And I think in a long-term goal, once a week videos I'm gonna try and stick to. I don't think about what a very interesting thing that I like to think about. You should always think about today and tomorrow and how to live your best life and what steps you need to take, but you should also think 10 years from now. It's extremely important to have long-term vision and goals so you can actually strive for something. Because if you say, oh man, I want to just become a multimillionaire, and you don't think long-term, and then you're just like, wait, what step do I even take today to lead me to the goal of being a multimillionaire in many years? You don't even know, so you have to have a big goal. And then you have to chip off micro goals. And then from those micro goals, you have to create tasks in the day. And I heard such an interesting quote from Steve Jobs is looking back at his life. He said there's no way he couldn't have connected the dots forward, but he could connect them backwards. And what this means is you have to trust fully what you do today is going to help you and lead you to the path and goal you want. I have to trust that creating little programs on my computer today, 2 weeks in, or in 10 years, I'm gonna have my own successful company, my own successful app. You have to believe that, and I have to believe that and strive for it. Because if you don't, and if I don't, you're not gonna go anywhere, because you're not gonna be able to do things on a day-to-day basis. And I struggle with that every day. I picked the camera up because I was an hour into my coding block and I didn't know what to do. And I don't see my tutor till tomorrow. I literally don't want the answers from AI and I don't know how to do it. Does that mean I'm giving up and I'm not going to learn how to code because it's so hard? No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to work relentlessly. And unfortunately, I don't want to sound weak, but working hard is the hardest part. People talk about it like it's some easy thing. Yeah, just work hard for hours a day and you'll achieve your goal. If it was that easy to sit and productively work for hours a day, everyone would be successful and it wouldn't even matter. That's why the people who truly work hard in the world achieve what they have and feel happy about it if everything is right mentally. So I know I went off on a tangent today. I'm really looking forward to re-uploading again. I don't know what I'm going to be doing on Instagram and TikTok because I honestly messed up, I think. Well, I didn't mess up. It was a learning experience. Posting too quickly on Instagram and TikTok because I want to get YouTube down once a week videos, regardless of people watch it or not. I know in many, many years, I'm going to look back at it. I'm going to be proud. I'm going to constantly improve. And it's important to, I want to provide value for you guys. But where I am right now, I don't feel comfortable doing it. So I want you guys to listen to what I say. But I want you to think everything I say is like talking from my experience. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm not saying you should learn how to code. I'm not saying you should work hard. You should work hard, but it's your choice at the end of the day. And I just ultimately one day want to achieve everything I've put my mind to and have a great community with you guys that I can talk to. And for anybody who made it in the video this far and watched this, I really want to thank you. And I can't wait for next week. And have a great day, guys.